Real hip-hop.
Yeah, I ain't had to do a lot of shit since I ain't got to pay rent right now.
That sounds like a good life. That sounds like a good life right there, my boy.
Right now it is.
Sound like a good life.
I'm happy. Well, I won't say that I'm happy because this house hunt has been getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
It's definitely been getting on my nerves. It's depressing.
It's depressing, but let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Did your parents want to kick you out? They want you out like immediately?
No.
Did they give you like a time frame or anything like that? Or did you give them a time frame?
No, they ain't on that.
Well, you good then. That don't mean drag ass, but what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I ain't trying to drag ass.
But just like time is on your side.
Yeah, I ain't trying to drag ass because I ain't trying to be in my family house past a certain time.
Right.
I'm 38. Will be 39.
It's just the principle of a grown ass man living with his parents.
I mean, it's that, and I want to be able to have sex when I want to. I want to be able to not sneak around and find places to get shit done.
Book the hotel room on the weekends.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I'm not booking a hotel
because that costs money.
No, I'm not booking a hotel. I'm gonna fuck in my parents' house. I'm grown. I've been fucking here for years. We've been. Then my parents been here since 2006. I've been fucking here since 2006. Like, why I gotta go around the corner? Go to a hotel. Yeah, let's get this out the way because this. Woo!
Hey man, Some Dude Pod episode 83.
83.
We live on Twitch right now. Make sure if you don't catch the live and you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you rate, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, make sure you rate us on there. You can drop a comment on there as well. We available on Spotify, iHeartRadio,
wherever you listen to your favorite
wherever
podcast.
you can listen to a pod, we are available there. Merch is available as well. Yeah. What's the website again for the merch, man?
The website is somedudepod.store. Last week I put the merch in there, but it's not. It's somedudepod.store.
Yep, sir.
Real quick, somedudepod.store. Go ahead and get that merch, man. Cop it. We was not planning on doing a pod, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Wednesday is the eviction date for baby number 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to be going out to the city. I'm going to be over Miriam's Pop's crib out south, back where we used to stay in the building we used to stay.
Pod break.
Yeah, so it was gonna be a pod break.
Okay.
But DMX died.
We got to get some thoughts off on this one, man.
Pay
our respects to the late great Earl Simmons, aka DMX. Man, this one's tough.
Now,
it's a tough one.
I feel bad in a sense.
Yeah.
And when we talked about this during verses, this wasn't a joking matter.
Absolutely not.
So I let me be personal here.
Damn, Lala. I'm sorry.
Oh, you saw that? You saw, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me be personal a bit. Let me be personal a bit here, Mike. One of the main reasons why I'm scared of getting my flowers is that some shit seems to happen to people who get their flowers. At least to me. And when they did verses, Snoop Dogg and DMX, I came on this podcast, and what did I say?
You said you were nervous about DMX getting flowers.
Yes,
But
because of that reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, but is that because we knew the state that DMX has been in the past 5 to 10 years?
Well,
And it's kind of like we know DMX. Obviously, we know the history of DMX. We know DMX in and out of trouble. Known drug user.
Well, here's the thing, Mike.
Like and it's like, okay, we see DMX, we don't see DMX for a certain amount of time, and then he reoccurs back on the scene. Swiss Beats obviously is the guy that he's always with, and what I'm saying, always ensuring us that we're gonna get some new DMX music on the way. DMX is in good spirits and good health. Like always, he always reassures us that, because we as fans know the kind, like how DMX has been for the past years. So I think, is that why you
not really.
Okay.
Not really, because it could have been something else.
Okay.
Like, reportedly, it's been reported that DMX that he had OD last week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really want to touch on it last week.
Yeah.
And I didn't because of this, what happened yesterday. But mainly, Mike, like it could have been a heart attack, straight out heart attack. It could have been cancer, lung, or whatever. It just seems like to me, when somebody get their flowers, like when you start acknowledging people for the good they did, all of a sudden the rug has been pulled underneath them.
Right, but then you look at we obviously, every time a tragedy happens to artists, and sometimes opinions come out, then they feel like artists didn't receive flowers while they were here. Then we always then here comes everybody, and then we hear it. Give them their flowers while they're here.
It's the catch-22 here. I'm just speaking really for me though.
Yeah.
So when I saw DMX on Versus, I thought he was clean.
Absolutely.
I thought DMX was clean.
He looked like he was in good health.
And he probably was.
And I always thought it was a plus sign for DMX because he has weight on him. I always looked at that as like, well,
that's the sign.
He don't look like the old Dark Man X, but he got some weight on him,
he got some weight on him.
Eating good.
Yeah, as soon as you see somebody clean, like
you eat good.
You too skinny, fam. You ain't clean, G. Yeah. You ain't clean, but you got some weight on you. Hey man, you doing good. Yeah, it's when they did that Versus, I was scared because I'm like, look, we giving him his flowers. People are really respected DMX. He performed Slipping while he was doing that. He seemed like in good spirits and everything. Like I saw this, and the first thing I'm thinking is damn. Like this is literally my thought process. Yeah. Might be wrong to say, but I guess I'm conditioned to think that. I remember when Rick James had that bit of a comeback because of the Chappelle show. Yeah. And then he like went on the BET Awards and he did the I'm Rick James bitch shit. And it was like right after that he was dead. I think that same night he had did or one night he had did Fire and Desire with Tina Marie. Yeah. Tina Marie gone.
Yeah.
Like it's other people that I could throw out there and be like, as soon as you give them their flowers, it's like, damn. Ray, the movie, like he's about to get his flowers during this movie. Boom, he's gone.
Yeah.
But it scared me because it's like, damn, he get all of this, and then it's DMX too. And like you said, anything could have happened. I don't think we were expecting this, but anything could have happened.
Yeah.
But I think also, and DMX is 50. This is to me, and maybe I'm speaking morbidly here, but this is like the first nail in my childhood coffin. For me. I was talking to my man A+. He was talking about some DMX stuff that blended between work and personal. And he said something that hit me. 1998 was our 1988. And what I mean by that is this. for a lot of old heads, 1988 is the golden era of hip hop for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a who's who of releasing shit. Like I think Fresh Prince and them dropped their debut. Eric B and Rakim dropped Follow the Leader. Great Adventures of Slick Rick. Countless other NWA. Countless other albums. So a lot of old heads consider 1988 their golden year. I was 6. So that don't mean shit to me. Now, as I get older, you appreciate that shit, but that's not my era. Now, 1996, 1998, that's me. And what happens in 1998? DMX drops It's Dark and the Hell is Hot, and he drops Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, same year. Now, I remember, and I put this on Instagram, I remember, and I talked about it on the show, I remember when 4321 dropped. And yeah, LL got off, Method Man, Redman got off, but I was like, yo, who the fuck is dude?
Uh-huh.
I didn't hear Born Loser. I didn't hear anything of DMX until 4321. And that's the person who I gravitated to.
Uh-huh.
And then 24 Hours to Live's dropped, like that February. So it's like 4321 dropped, I think, 1997. And then late 1997, because it was on the Phenomenon album.
Phenomenon, yep.
And then 4321 drops when Mace drops Harlem World. Now I'm 2 for 2. I am clearly, I am DMX gonna be cold as hell as soon as 4321 drops.
Yeah.
And niggas is like, you doing too much. Then 4321 drops, and I'm like, y'all niggas tripping. And then you start seeing niggas.
You mean with 24 Hours to Live?
I mean 24 Hours to Live drop, yeah. That drops, and I'm DMX will be one of the ghosts. Fuck that, y'all tripping. And it was funny because I can remember around that time niggas was like, oh, he bald head, he dark skinned. Oh, he a Tupac wannabe. Like, this nigga, what? No, what the fuck? I remember actually MTV did a profile on DMX and they had talked about that shit. I'm like, this nigga's totally the opposite of X, in my opinion.
Hey, but you also got to say DMX was 3 for 3 on features for Locks. Money, Power, Respect.
Money, Power, Respect.
That came out before Dark and Hell
Yeah. So you're right, 3 for 3, and Money, Power, Respect is my shit. He killed. Hey, features is straight. Lead up to that album is on point, but then Get At Me Dog drops, and I remember when they debuted that shit on Rhapsody, and I was like this in front of the TV, like. Doom, 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 doom. Hype Williams, the cinematography, all that shit. Let's take it back to the streets, motherfucker. Dude, I'm like, yo, we right here, dog. Where my dog's at? We right here, dog. That song was DMX was so cold to me on that song. I didn't even realize that was Sheik on the hook.
Yeah.
Until I got the album. Like that Sheik on the hook the whole entire time. Like, that's how cold this nigga was. And I remember going to Pep Mo's on Chicago Avenue.
Yeah.
And me and my cousin D, and them niggas was like, yo, we got the DMX album, not the bootleg. We got the album. It don't come out until next week, but we got it. I was like, shit, how much? Like 20 for the cassette. And my cousin looked at me, was like, man, you crazy as hell if you spend $20 on the cassette. But they didn't have the CDs yet. They had the cassettes. I said, nah, give me that cassette. My cousin looked at me and was like, yo, you about to spend $20 on the tape?
I probably would have looked at you funny on that one too.
Nah, I get it. I was like, nah. I said, nah, man, I'm buying that tape today. I come over his crib because I spent the night over his crib. I come to his crib with a tape, nigga.
Yeah.
He got CDs, I got tape. Bye.
Fuck it.
We popped that motherfucking shit in, G.
But don't nobody got this though.
Right. Ain't nobody got this though.
Don't matter if it's a tape or a CD.
Right. Ain't nobody got it. So I think I was the first person at the crib to have the cassette of DMX's Darkest Hell is Hot.
You can hold that. You can
I'll
hold that.
I'm gonna hold that. and we put it in from the intro. I'll tell you this. Full disclosure, and I think I said it on the show then, I was not a fan of Rough Riders Anthem.
Okay. You said that.
I was good on Rough Riders Anthem. But everything after that, couldn't tell. Every nigga that I argue with talking about DMX was Huff, DMX wouldn't be like Tupac, all that shit. After that album came out, a week later, because the album came out 2 days before my birthday. The album dropped May 19th. My birthday's on the 21st. So now, everybody got the shit. Come back to school, and nigga that want to argue me talking about some DMX this and DMX that, by a week later, and now you got us on that one. You right. You right. You right. X code. And I remember going to Milwaukee, and my cousin Otis had grabbed Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. I had grabbed Memphis Bleak album. He had grabbed that one. And I was like, and yes, I've said on this pod, I think It's Darker Hell is Hot is his best album. I won't say that it progressively got worse, but ain't no album matching that. There's no album touching that. And he always had spurts to me, but the first two, it's like, all right, cool, back.
No.
Now, I never had the opportunity to meet X, especially with his dealings here at the crib. He always fucked with the Latin Kings. It was nothing to see Buddy ass up north or out west. But I will say he's always the one celebrity that I'm not gonna lie, I was probably afraid to meet. Like, because of what you've heard about X. Like, it could be one thing, it could be one or the other.
I think with DMX, when you hear the stories about DMX, it was either he don't fuck with you or he do fuck with you. Ain't no in between, like, yeah, you cool, nope. You know, it's like, yo, I ain't feeling you or, I love you. One or the other. It's going to be one or the other. So
and he could just meet you for the first time and be like, I love you.
Yeah,
like, it's just a vibe.
Yeah.
With that being said, like, this nigga is really entrenched in my childhood, or I won't say childhood, my coming of age, so to speak, because 1998, I'm a junior. Like, well, no, I am a sophomore going into being a junior in 1998. In high school, you start feeling yourself a little bit, doing this, and DMX the soundtrack, purely the soundtrack of that. And to see that this man is gone at the age of 50, and then you start looking at shit, and depending on what might happen, you start to really realize you have more years behind you than you have in front of you. It's like, damn, nigga, DMX died. And me and Plus was talking, and the one thing that I don't think hit people yet is that this is the closest to a Jay-Z or Snoop Dogg dying for us.
Absolutely.
DMX was the biggest rapper in the world in 1998, 1999. One of the biggest acts in the world. Movies come to play. Rough Riders was lit. All of that shit. We don't really start to find out the demons until later.
Yeah.
But this is like our Prince dying. This is like our Marvin Gaye dying. This is like our Michael Jackson dying. Michael Jackson's heyday is really before I was born till I'm like 6, 7 years old, getting to 10 years old if you count Dangerous out.
Yeah.
Prince, same shit. This is the biggest artist of my time dying right now. Somebody might say, what about Pac? I'm still really not, like, Pac didn't reach. Pac or Big did not reach the levels that they could have because they died so early. These niggas died at 24, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't reach the levels. They was taken too soon.
Yeah.
While I believe DMX is gone too soon, I really would have loved to see DMX at 80 years old barking. This is the person that we came of age with, our formative years with, not being a kid, not being 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, not even being like 13. Like we're smelling ourselves, we fucking.
Mm-hmm.
We probably sneaking, smoking, and drinking and having a ball. And soundtrack to that is some DMX songs to that soundtrack.
Yeah.
And this nigga gone. I ain't been able to listen to no X. And yes, I still listen to DMX music to this day. So I'm not one of those fair weather niggas, no DMX stay in the vocabulary.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, I really sat down this morning and I was watching, like, it was a game that came on last night. You know, games still be on in the morning. And them niggas stopped a segment to pay homage to DMX.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, Time Magazine hit us with the alert on the phone. Talking about somehow It's Dark and Hell is Hot started a legacy. My nigga Plus said, man, Jay-Z might be speaking at this funeral. It's like, well, yeah, shit. Somebody of note. Like, imagine, well, I won't even say that. I will say this. We want to see people die, get old and die. We don't want to see people early and die.
Yeah. So
imagine seeing all of your favorite rappers at a funeral for an all-time great. This is like the Justice League, Death of Superman.
Yeah.
How them niggas was just, damn, this nigga gone, all them around. Like, you see Busta Rhymes at a funeral, Jay-Z and Beyonce at a motherfucking funeral, goddamn Nas at a goddamn funeral. Insert.
You're gonna see elite,
right,
hip hop community right now.
Right.
If the memorial is done properly, obviously, you know, we got a social distancing thing going on, but I believe that they're gonna pull out all the stops for DMX, and I believe that we're gonna see a ton of elite hip hop company at this service.
And somebody say, well, Nipsey ain't X.
Yeah.
Nipsey died before he could reach the pinnacle.
And still got the Staples Center.
Yeah. Like this is like, for me, this is like my mom, like, damn, Whitney Houston dead. Mm-hmm. Or even going back, I guess this is how people felt when Marvin Gaye died. It's hard to process that somebody who you revered and you watch grow into whatever he becomes and live till 50, die. Like, imagine being your parents. Like, I would ask whoever listens to this pod, ask an old head how it felt when Marvin Gaye died. Now, Marvin Gaye, for those who don't know, whose birthday was on the 2nd, died on April Fool's Day. Mm-hmm. His father shot him and killed him. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of people who didn't believe that Marvin Gaye died. Like, you get on the radio on April Fool's Day, it's like, yo, Marvin Gaye has died. Mm-hmm. Like, ask an old head, how did it feel when Marvin Gaye died? Mm-hmm. When they tell you, it's probably going to be the same way you felt with DMX dying.
Yeah, man. I think you put it all its perspective right there. And you hit it right on the head. Like you said, you junior in high school when DMX hit the scene. I 12 years old, 98. 98 was like a very important year for me because that's when I really started listening to hip hop music. That's when my old man was buying albums for me. That's when he started like bringing albums in the home and giving them to me. Like, yo, here, this is the hottest shit out right now. Listen to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Hard Knock Life. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Man.
What else came out that year?
98.
Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes.
ELE. Outkast.
Yeah, Outkast.
Quimini. Yeah.
That was a strong ass year for hip hop, G.
Strong year.
Tribe
Called
Called
Big Pun.
Big Pun.
First album came out.
Tribe Called Quest, the Love Movement came out.
Yeah. Lauryn Hill came out that year.
Yes, she did.
Lauryn Hill came out there. Juvenile, 400 Degrees came out that year.
Yes,
the Redman, Dr. Name 2000 came out that year. Those Dr. Name 2000, 400 Degrees, Hard Knock Life, It's Dark as Hell is Hot, ELE. Those were like the first albums I've ever owned in my collection.
And the biggest artist of all of the people you named at that time was Earl fucking Simmons.
And I'm gonna piggyback off that too, because you remember like at a time when Def Jam had L.
Nigga, Def Jam was done.
Def Jam was done. They had L, and then Jay-Z signed with Def Jam. Obviously, his first album on Def Jam was Volume 1. I mean, solid album, but it wasn't a game changer for Def Jam. DMX hit the scene, dropped 2 albums in 1 year, and catapulted Def Jam back to the top label.
It saved the label.
He literally single-handedly saved Def Jam.
Yeah, and that's not not
like an opinion.
That's not an opinion.
Fact.
That Russell Simmons will tell you. Lear Cohen will tell you. Hey, he kept the lights on.
Yes,
he kept the lights on.
So you got all those artists that was on Def Jam at the time, including, the GOAT, Jay-Z. But Jay-Z wasn't the guy that catapulted Def Jam. It was DMX. It was Darkman. That's who it was. Earl Simmons. He hit the scene. Get at me, dog. Rough Riders anthem. Obviously, you don't fuck with Rough Riders. You didn't fuck with the song, but that was the biggest song in the streets.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I don't fuck with that song, Mike. Yeah. And it's kind of what I said in the goddamn chat when we was talking about legends, because for some strange reason, DG said that Bow Wow was not a legend or questioned Bow Wow being a legend.
Yeah,
I'll never, ever be one of those guys who see an album or see a person, and because of my personal feelings or whatever, I'm like, this person is tough or whatever. That's why I'll say I just don't like their music or whatever. I just don't fuck with it. It's not for me. Like, so Rough Riders anthem wasn't for me. I wasn't a fan of that at the time. With that being said, you can't tell me.
You can't deny.
I can't deny. And I couldn't tell you that song was not hot in the streets. Every time you drove around, you heard somebody say, doing the Rough Riders anthem. Shit. Just look at all the motorcycles and the car clubs and all of that shit. That's because of Rough Riders, but more importantly, that's because of DMX. That's because
motherfuckers wanted to get Rough Rider jackets and like paint they motorcycles with the R on them because them niggas did that shit in that video. Like that made motorcycle clubs or people starting motorcycle clubs or people that just love riding motorcycles try to ride that Rough Rider wave. That shit was cool, Joe. That shit was a thing.
And like, even if you watch the Rough Rider doc on BET, that whole family atmosphere that them niggas had and all of that shit, fam. That comes from X. That comes from DMX.
Yeah.
It don't come from nobody else but dude.
Yeah.
And it's man, it's just wild.
Wow, bro.
To have to talk about homie in the past tense and not the present tense.
Yeah.
It's
go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say and we talking about him in the past tense, and right now we just reflecting on him musically. Like we can just talk about DMX as a human being in general. Like,
and I'm glad you said that because I did want to go in that direction, right?
Yeah. Because you can hear the stories that people tell about DMX. We seen it firsthand. Like DMX was he was a spiritual guy, like a humanitarian type guy. Like he one of those guys, like when he's just talking about just random life shit, motherfuckers is listening. You listening to what he's saying, like, because there's wisdom coming out of his mouth. When he's praying in front of people, you praying along with this man. You praying with him. DMX just had that impact.
He was our Snoop.
He was.
Him, like how Snoop is recognizable wherever he go. DMX might not be as recognizable as Snoop.
Yeah, because Snoop is that uncle with all the wisdom. That's
Snoop,
DMX.
Like Snoop can go anywhere in the world and he walk out and niggas gonna be like, that's Snoop. While DMX is not at the Snoop level of visibility, because only a few people got that. What I would say is DMX is that rapper. DMX is that famous person that at the very least, he's something. Like my father knows who DMX is, but probably couldn't pick him out of a line, pick him out of a lineup. But if he was next to DMX, he'd look at him and be like, not only do I know you from somewhere, you just got an aura about you that you somebody.
Yeah.
Like my grandfather, if he was alive, God rest his soul, would not know who DMX is. Yeah. But if he was next to DMX, he'd be like, yo, it's something about you. Like, who are you? What you mean? Like, no, like, who are you? Somebody, fam. Yeah. DMX. Oh, the rapper, I know. Okay, yeah. Like, he's that person where, to me, you are going to know he's somebody based off of how he carry himself. With that being said, the demons that we begin to learn, I think learn about DMX, like I'll say the one thing that was hard for me to watch was the Fix Your Life. When DMX was on Ayana Fix Your Life. Because you never want to see your people who like you grew up with like down bad in certain ways and having that about them. Like he was that person to me because you knew the demons, and as you find out more about the demons, like he had said that is a friend of his got him hooked on crack. He didn't know it. Yeah. And all that shit. You heard about the story about his mom dropping him off at a reform school. Yeah. For kids, like drop this nigga off. Yeah. You hear about all these things about X, and
those are the things that haunted him.
Yeah, and
throughout his whole life,
and it makes him sympathetic day one. Yeah, like you realize that this nigga's been through some shit.
Like, and I was looking at a video that Swiss Beats posted earlier. He said DMX, he signing with Def Jam and hitting the scene and becoming the biggest artist in the world. That man was in pain through all of that whole time.
And I think that's why I feel selfish for how I felt about DMX's death. Yeah. He's somebody that you want around. Yeah. He's somebody that you want to see grow into something. But then you realize what he went through to entertain you. That's the difference between the DMX and anybody else here. Yeah. What he had to go through to entertain you. What he had to go through mentally, physically, emotionally to entertain you. Yeah. Yeah. a lot of shit haunting you, man.
Yep.
The drugs and the alcohol, the women, your kids, like the drugs,
the in and out of jail,
in and out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, man. DMX lived a life.
What he had to go through to entertain us is remarkable.
Absolutely, and he should be applauded. He should be applauded.
Like BET Awards, like the hip hop awards, like it better be lit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a nigga, like, you know how people die, and like in sports, like Kobe Bryant died, and niggas was like, "Yo, y'all gotta name something after Kobe."
Yeah.
When David Stern died, I was like, "Yo, they should name the finals trophy
after him."
Mm-hmm. If it just rename it the David Stern Trophy or the O'Brien Stern Trophy, because they both were commissioners. Larry O'Brien appointed David Stern.
Mm-hmm.
I even like the sound of O'Brien Stern Trophy. Niggas like Michael Jordan should be the logo for the NBA right now, even though, you know, that would be you know, infringement.
Yeah.
DMX should have something named after him. Something
for the hip hop community to have.
Like
that's
something.
Yes.
Like if the BET Awards is coming back, that nigga need to be named. That award needs to be forever be named the Simmons Award or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
For Rapper of the Year, something.
Facts.
Ain't no Rap Hall of Fame. But like something gotta DMX legacy needs to be acknowledged and passed down.
And from reports that I'm hearing, like I know we supposed to be a documentary coming that he already like filmed and wrapped up. Obviously, we gonna get some music too.
Yeah, I am interested to hear what him and Swiss was doing.
Yeah, because I know they was obviously we seen the videos, we seen the pictures of them cooking up the music and everything like that. And then when we saw that, those were those times where we were like so happy to see DMX like reemerge on the scene, because obviously, you know, when DMX he's off the grid. Then he magically appears with Swiss and them niggas doing something. Like ain't looking for X. He is. That's Swiss. Swiss the front man. Yeah. Like DMX right there by his side, yo.
Like dead ass. Like something has to be named the Earl Simmons something.
Yeah. Yeah.
This nigga, if they need an Earl Simmons wing and something.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, with that could be when it comes to music.
Yeah.
That could be when it comes to something mental health.
Yeah.
Addiction. Mm-hmm. All that shit. Yeah. Like, I don't want DMX to die. And yeah, we still honor him like other acts.
Yeah.
But I don't want DMX to die and just become a hashtag on April 9th.
Yeah. You want to be remembered year in and year out for, even if it's not for something musically, something something humanitarian, something like that. Something. He laid his legacy out everywhere, not just in the music industry. So yeah, I got you. I follow you, and I 100% agree with you. So,
and it has to be us. I can't expect the Grammys to be like, yo, give this nigga a posthumous, however you say it, award, and all of that stuff. Yeah. It ain't. It's us.
Yeah, man.
Because this nigga, man.
Like you said, Bang, this is a tough one, yo. This is a tough one.
And I don't think it hit me.
It's a tough one.
And you drinking the shiny?
No, I didn't know Dasani. I got the Ice Mountain on deck. Yo, the next episode, I'm gonna have Dasani on deck on y'all left.
Good job, Mike.
Because I know probably people watch the pod like, yo, why Mike keep drinking Ice Mountain, but he be capping for Dasani on the page?
Man.
You right. I'm gonna have some Dasani.
That's because I put a video on the group. But yeah, man, we just need to. I plead to the hip hop community to not let this man just be a hashtag that we do on his death day.
Hey, you know what though? I think shit single-handedly. I think like Swiss Beats will make sure that that man's name is carried forever, like just single-handedly. So I don't think it's gonna be an issue though. I don't see us, letting Dark Man, slip through the cracks just on April 9th. We just, hey, rest in peace, DMX. 1 year ago today, we lost him. No, it ain't going down like that. I don't think it's gonna go down like that. That man will be remembered for more than just just the music, fam. It's gonna be it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that for DMX, though.
Yeah, it's like when you think of the biggest artists of the 90s when it comes to rap, is Jay-Z, is Nas.
Dog, it's DMX.
It's Biggie.
Dog,
it's Pop. It's
different.
DMX.
This shit different, fam. It's different. This one hit
when
different.
You think, matter of fact, and it's fucked up even saying this. If you look at maybe the top 5 biggest stars in rap in the 90s, and Jay-Z might not be in that top 5. He might not.
You can say that. You can say that.
You can.
I mean, Jay really didn't didn't start peaking until 2000, 2001. So yeah, that's perfectly fine.
But even if you want to put him in there,
it's hard.
Even if you want to, let's say you put him 5th. 3 of that top 5 is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Biggie, Pac, DMX.
That's crazy.
If you want to put Jay-Z in that 5, that's cool. Because then that would mean him and Nas is the only 2 in the 90s that like the 2 are the 2 big, and then they're still here.
No.
But 3 of the biggest rappers in the 90s is gone.
Yeah.
2 died before they reached their quarter century mark.
Yeah.
Well, Pac was 25.
Mm-hmm.
Big was 24.
Mm-hmm.
DMX 50. Kind of got to hold on to your favorite rappers, man, tight. Because, man.
That's what we were doing, man. When we got verses, right. We were celebrating that man.
Celebrating them.
We were celebrating that man, yo. We was happy.
Question.
When I first saw the verse, when we saw the matchup, I was like, this might be a Snoop wash. But you really have to go back and look at DMX's catalog, man.
DMX was
it's all there.
Was like, yo, I'm gonna play the right song.
Oh yeah,
play the right song. Yeah. Is DMX the biggest rapper to have passed?
I mean, you're gonna have people that argue Pac and Big, even though, like we just said, they didn't reach their peaks yet, so we don't know
what they could
have been. So if you really look at it, bro, DMX might be the biggest rapper that we've lost, like biggest hip hop legend that we've lost, bro. I'm trying to think. I mean, Big Pun didn't reach his peak neither. I don't think Pun didn't reach his peak. DMX is I think it's X, bro. I think it's X. It gotta be DMX. It's gotta be. That shit tough, bro. That shit tough as hell. That shit is tough, B. Because like you said, it hit us even harder, fam. Because like DMX, he raised us. He raised us, bro. That's what he raised us. DMX raised us, man. Like that shit ain't
like, it's crazy because even the songs you might not like of DMX, you at least be like, but I feel him though.
Party up.
Yeah, hey, look, X, let me talk to you for a second.
Get out there his flowers.
You will always get your flowers from me, G, but party up? Nah. But I know you got paid off of that shit, fam.
Party up will live forever.
It will live forever.
Hey, X. I love Party Up. And I was the only one during verses that was protecting that song. Like, put some respect on Party Up.
You know what's funny?
Put some respect on that song, yo. I don't care.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I wonder if folks would, the same folks that'll tell you that they ain't like Party Up when Versus came on.
Yeah.
Be funny if now all of a sudden they be like, no, that song's great.
Niggas better not. Niggas better not. I'm coming at them niggas.
And you know what? Oh,
I'm gonna kill them niggas if I see it.
And I was just scrolling down Facebook real quick.
Yeah.
And I did read Gabrielle Union's tribute to X.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because she said that X loved Golden Girls. She had talked about it on Hot Ones, and she was saying how DMX was a big fan of the Golden Girls. And I'm like, yo, you can't get more regular than that.
Facts.
But at the same time, shit, I like the Golden Girls too. The theme song is probably one of the top 5 theme songs of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, like all them old white women was funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think we should be shocked that DMX like the Golden Girls, nigga.
Golden Girls is fire. It's fire.
Right, it was fire. But it's all but it makes you feel good when one of your favorite celebrities is that down to earth where you could be like, oh yeah, yeah. I fuck with the Golden Girls. Imagine DMX. We've heard DMX sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Imagine DMX singing the Golden Girls theme song. Thank you for being a friend.
I can imagine. DMX was just that. He was just that down to earth.
Travel around the road and back again. What? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And but like you saw DMX on Drink Champs with Nori. Mm-hmm. We may have an interview with DMX. Might be his final one. But like, yeah, man, like even looking back at like some celebrities and shit, like I think Chadwick Boseman, even though he gave us a lot during his time, like we're losing him too early.
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to get we lost him before he reached his Denzel years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But if God forbid something were to happen to Denzel or Will Smith or some of these folks, you like,
yeah,
because these are the people I grew up on. And yep. I think this was it was eye-opening for me because, and Merck said it too, and I didn't think about it until Merck said it actually. How if you're my age, you've reached the age where just maybe, you have more years in behind you than you do have in front of you. Mm-hmm. So even with this, it's a reminder that this shit is short. Enjoy it while you can. But just to put this whole thing about X on a bow, if everything everybody is saying is correct, that nigga's resting. Mm-hmm. And he said it on Drink Champs. If he were to drop dead today, he'd be all right.
Yeah.
Because he lived one hell of a life. And is almost foreshadowing
man,
what would eventually happen.
Yeah.
One of my favorite rappers, somebody who helped me out during the time, because 1998 for me was not the best year. It was a lot of stuff going on personally where 1998 was not the best year at all.
Yeah.
But walking the East, when I transferred over there and having Hard Knock Life and It's Dark and Hell is Hot in the headphones and the CD Discman because I did eventually get the CD.
There you go.
I probably have bought and lost that album more than any album I've ever had to.
Yeah.
Because my cousin, we was washing his mom's car, and we put the tape in there, and the tape popped in his mom's car, and I wanted to fuck him up.
Yeah.
And then I had bought the CD, lost that shit, bought it again, lost it, bought it again, lost it. The last time I lost it, I was like, that made me go get a streaming platform. But yeah, that DMX and Jay-Z really mentally saved me in 1998. And that was my 1988.
1998, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, 1988, yeah.
It was my 1988.
It was your 1988, yeah.
So man, any final thoughts, man, on X for you, G? Like,
just to piggyback off that, like you said, 1998, that was tough times for you, and shout out to DMX for getting you through that. That's when I was born into hip hop. 1998. That's when I was born into it. DMX, Jay-Z. Those were the two artists. Like I said, I mentioned too, Redman, like you said, Big Pun, Busta Rhymes, Juvenile. All of those guys dropped albums in 1998, and I had all of them. And that was when hip hop was, that's when I was born into hip hop. And DMX was right on the forefront of that. So shout out to DMX. DMX had a great, I mean, his run musically, I feel like, obviously I think his run ran from I would say the first three albums. I mean, a lot of people like the Great Depression. He had a big record on there, but I wasn't really necessarily a fan of the album. But his first three albums, I love all three of those albums. I love Flesh of My Flesh. I love And There Was X. I love those albums, and that was great times for me. And hey, DMX, that guy. Shout out to and then obviously, you could say underrated actor. Not necessarily like not actor, but an underrated hip hop actor. I think when you mention DMX, when you mention actors, rappers that turn actors, you don't really mention DMX. They don't really talk about DMX much.
But I think also DMX, similar to Pac. Well, not necessarily similar to Pac, because Pac was in roles where he was able to show range or whatever. Yeah. Like we saw, what was that? Exit Wounds,
and
Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah.
So I think also when it comes to X, I think a lot of shit started happening within his life.
Yeah.
Where
set him back.
Yeah, where it hampered certain things.
Yep.
But with that being said, though, like, it's like, fuck, man.
That's tough, because he could have really. He had this possibility DMX could have took off as an actor, like not like what I'm saying, winning all Oscars and nothing like that, but just one of them guys who didn't have a problem.
I mean, shit.
You never know, but he could have had a nice acting run, whether it was a TV series he could have been created around him, or like you said, landing movie roles, whether they was big or small. Like he had it going.
Hey, I think it was Lionsgate or somebody. Definitely, they said on Rough Riders. Rough Riders doc definitely gave him that bag.
Yeah,
like it was like supposed to be like a 3-movie deal or some shit. So
yeah,
niggas was hey, DMX quite possibly could have been the Wesley Snipes of rap.
Yep,
motherfucker been an action star, my nigga. Like,
yeah, it was
like
possible.
Yeah, just wrap it up, B. I'm about to get this money. I'm about to go out here and learn karate and beat some of these niggas' asses on the big screen. Yep. Like, imagine DMX as an action star. I mean, he kind of showed it with Cradle to the Grave and Exit Wounds.
That was I was say. Those was action roles. Like DMX was getting to it in the movie. So, man. Yeah, that's what I got, man. The DMX, long live Dark Man X.
Long live X.
Straight up, and that's just all I got on it, man. And I'm gonna keep capping for Party Up.
I see you got the belly shirt on.
Oh yeah, I had this. I bought this shirt like 2-3 years ago. I had seen it on Amazon. I was like, yeah, let me get that. That's fire right there. Simple joint. Shout out to Buns.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? DMX. When you think of Belly, obviously we don't. We it's one of the hip hop
Oh shit!
classics.
It's about to rain at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, they talking about thunderstorms. G. How does that go? How does that work? How does that work? They gonna be out there wrestling in the rain or what?
I don't know, man. But just to get on my first Black Champ shit, this is why I've never been cool with them having WrestleMania in an outside venue.
Yeah, because it's tricky. It's tricky.
It's tricky as fuck.
It's definitely tricky. I went to WrestleMania in New Orleans. That was at the Superdome, and then went to WrestleMania in New York. It was cold as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
yeah, I've never been a fan.
So yeah,
our show was like, y'all about to get ready to put it on the pre-show and shit.
I'm pretty sure they finna. So you think they're gonna shut it down? Like they can't wrestle? Like,
gee, thunderstorm is a little bit different than some
rain.
This
ain't no sprinkles.
This ain't sprinkles, G.
Damn, yeah, that's tough. Okay, yeah, we're gonna see what's going on. I know the pre-show on right now or what?
I thought it was supposed to come on at like 6.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah. But man, we want to come in. Go ahead.
No, but I was trying to say, I was like, Belly is like one of those. Obviously, it ain't the greatest movie ever, but it's one of those hip hop classics. It's a movie that will live with us forever. And the opening scene of Belly, what do we see? DMX walking through the fucking club, goddamn it, with the classic record playing in the background. Like that's what we remember. You know, that's been just many things that we remember.
Hey man, look. DMX. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's one of the best opening scenes in the movie
ever. So yeah, man. Shout out to DMX, man. Long live Earl Simmons, aka DMX. We love you. And yes, sir. That's just what it is, man. Some Dude Pod, episode 83. I guess we taking a baby break. Bang, having a baby. So yeah, we'll be back. You know, make sure y'all rate,
basically,
all that shit.
So basically, what Mike is saying. Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, depending on when you listen to this, Wednesday, April 14th is the due date for the baby. Okay.
Some baby.
Yeah, some baby's coming. We ain't waiting past that. So if the baby don't come between now,
you gotta go get it.
Yeah, between now and the 13th, we getting it on the 14th. So the next time I talk to y'all, I would be a father of 3. So I've never given out the name of the baby.
Hey.
So Liam Harris Davis. Liam Harris Davis will be here. Yeah, like Liam Neeson, nigga. Yeah. Niggas getting jobs.
Hey,
Lee the Third. Landon Jameson, Liam Harris Davis.
Those are actor names.
Nigga. Money. But man, Liam, Miriam picked that out, and that has nothing to do with Lee and Miriam. And
you would think it would be, though.
But it's not.
You can't convince me that it's not, though.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But the Harris comes from my grandfather. As I had talked about after it happened, my grandfather, Learning Harris, aka Nicky, he had died a week after I got out the hospital. He had died. That
was the worst week ever.
Yeah, that was the worst week ever episode for context. And I think I had talked about it on the pod how he wasn't my biological grandfather. Because we talked about how about the ancestry.com shit and how we found out about my mom's real pops. But Nicky was not my biological grandfather, but even finding out a little bit more, you wouldn't have thought it. So the way that I connect him with me and us is through my kids. Liam, Liam's middle name is going to be my grandfather's last name. I dedicate this pod not only to DMX, but my grandfather as well. Because just like my grandfather, DMX is going to be sorely missed in my life too. And I know that it's a lot of people who's going to listen to this pod and they're going to have some aha moments and all of that. But the one thing that I think that I take from DMX dying is that everybody feels this. This is not a damn, some random ass celebrity. This ain't Prince, whatever the name is, the nigga that from the royal family that died. Yeah. Like, yeah. Like, I think
like, you died on the wrong day, buddy.
Right. You died on the wrong day, but the thing is, I think to close this out, I think for DMX, I think some niggas is gonna try to play it cool and act like, all right, whatever. But nah, this ain't. If you grew up listening to this nigga music and listen to this nigga movies, this ain't like some random extra in the video dying. This nigga's impacted your life in one way or the other. So it's okay to feel a little bit emotional with the DMX passing. It's okay to drop a thug tear. It's okay to drop a tear. It's okay to feel something with this one, because he might be the first for some of us when it comes to people in my generation that grew up with somebody and see somebody love. He might not be the first, or he might be your first, but he definitely ain't gonna be the last, man. Ask your parents about, when a celebrity or something died and how they felt, like in their era and they day, especially Marvin Gaye. Like, he's the one here. So long live X, and so prayers and condolences to the family of X, to the friends of X, to the Rough Rider crew, not only the record label, but to all of the motorcycle groups that I know that's gonna be riding for X this weekend. The Def Jam family, and anybody who grew up and really fucked with the music of Earl Simmons. Prayers and condolences go to you. I started off by saying I'm scared to give people their flowers, but give people their flowers, G. Don't let people go without letting them know how you feel about them. The one thing that I can say is I believe that X got his, while some people don't. So don't let that happen, man. Give people the love. But it seems like to me, X is resting, and he's been needing to rest for a very long time. So you did it. You lived a great one. You entertained us when you probably needed a break, and we're thankful for it nonetheless. So, man, make sure you rate, like, subscribe to Some Dude Pod wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Go to somedudepod.store to get your merch. Watch WrestleMania tonight as a family, and stay off of FanDuel for a minute, Mike.
I got a bet late already.
All right, man.
Hey, man, congratulations in advance, my boy.
Hey, man, we'll talk to y'all in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Later.
Yep.
Yo, it's your girl Night Kel, and this is Some Podcast. We out. Peace.